friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be reviewing Little Fires Everywhere, episode 6, which is called The Uncanny. And I just want to say this is my favorite episode so far.
Oh my goodness. Well, we kind of get a lot of the answers that we've been waiting for.
It was satisfying. That's probably why I liked it. And this episode really put things into perspective as far as why Elena and Mia are the way they are.
So I think the last few episodes we've speaking for myself, I've liked them less and less.
Yes.
Almost to the point where last episode I was like, I don't like either of you.
Right.
You're not very good people.
Exactly.
And then after this episode, I'm not saying that I've gone the opposite direction completely.
Same.
But it's starting to
makes sense.
They're becoming more complex people to me, where I'm like, okay, I can kind of see.
You can see why Mia's kind of guarded, or why Elena's kind of neurotic.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Well, we get to see their backstory, so let's begin with Mia's backstory, which was fascinating. Yes. Gosh, she's been through a lot.
I know.
It starts in 1981 with her family, and we get to see. I like the relationship with her and her brother Warren.
Oh my gosh, he's such a sweetie.
Oh, they're so supportive of each other because you can tell their parents are a little hard on them. Just,
high expectations.
High expectations, exactly. So Mia goes to art school. We get to see that whole thing, which her parents are not supportive of. Right. And I could tell right off the bat that she was intrigued by her art professor.
Oh, yes.
Pauline, right? And then this is where we get the title of this episode. The art professor encourages Mia to explore what is terrifying, impulsive, and uncanny about her. That was deep.
It was really deep.
I can't understand art. And I was like, if you put it that way, I might. And then we also get to see that mysterious man on the train, which thankfully we know who he is. Yes. And he's not as dangerous as I thought he was.
No, at least not from this episode.
Right. Not from this episode. So yeah, I'm just going to go right into that. He approaches her and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but you look like my wife and we need a surrogate. And I didn't realize it was going to go this way because I thought, surrogacy, she's a surrogate, but I thought it was another woman and then a man and then they put the in.
Yes. I thought the same thing, but instead it was a turkey baster.
Is
literal.
That how
did they really do that?
Is that real?
Is that real? And that the wife helped her? That was a little awkward.
I mean, I don't know.
It was a little Handmaid's Tale-ish to me.
I totally thought that when she laid back on the bed. I had flashbacks of Handmaid's Tale,
It was very strange.
Well, she did it for, it was very selfless, but also because they were about to cut her tuition,
her financial aid or some type of scholarship,
and so she needed $12,000, so she did it for her own reasons
and
too.
Her brother Warren was like, make it happen, find a way. So I saw her motivation. I did
too. I totally get that. And the couple, the man on the train and his wife, were so happy. That was really sweet too. So then we meet Anita, this art gallery lady that we see in their present.
Right, so we've seen her before.
Right.
But we just didn't quite know where she fit into the whole story.
Yeah. Did you know that Paulina, the art professor, and her were going to eventually have a romantic relationship? Did you see that coming?
Wait, who?
Mia. And the art.
I thought it when we saw a little flashback. Do you remember a few episodes ago I said we flashed to her and I remember I thought I noticed some type of lesbian.
Yes. That's laying on her. Yeah.
That's who I thought. So I thought maybe, but then by last week I was like, no, maybe she's just the wife of the surrogate because then I went that direction.
Thought too. Yeah.
So yeah.
So then, they did have a relationship. And then that's her who takes the picture of her in the bath.
That was really sweet. That montage
was a tender moment. Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about when she finds out that her brother died.
Oh my gosh. That broke my heart.
Well, we knew,
but then I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
And then when it happened, I was like, oh my gosh, that's right.
It was just so real, gosh. Yeah. And then her mom didn't want her to attend his funeral because she was pregnant, and then people would talk about that instead of talking about him dying.
I know.
And that was rough. And then she wrote the letter to the man on the train and his wife and said, I miscarried. She's going to keep the baby. But wait, why did she decide to keep the baby? It was just because she didn't want to go back to New York?
I think it was because her brother died. And he had said remember when he left her and he was like, you said you wanted to create something that changed the world. And maybe if he hadn't died, it would have just kind of gone in one ear and out the other. But now that her brother, who she loves so much, has died, she's remembering that. And now she can't give up. That's why. That's
that
my.
No, that
guess.
makes sense. It just seems so like snap. Okay, I'm keeping the baby.
Yeah.
That I couldn't connect it, but I can totally
Maybe.
see that's what it was. So then when she's on the run with her, well, the baby is born at that point, and then when she calls and finds out that Pauline has died,
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
heartbreaking. I mean, I think I also saw that coming,
Yeah.
but great acting by whoever that girl is. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. That plays younger Mia. That was wonderful.
No, she was really good.
Yeah, and she really sometimes sounded like Kerry Washington.
Yes.
And the mannerisms, the way she walked even, I don't know.
They must have done, like, the casting they did for the younger versions of everyone is, like, spot on. And so much that I was like, are they using the dubbing? Are they dubbing the voices?
Right.
Because.
Especially with Elena.
Yes.
Which
and her husband.
Oh
my God. I was like, that's Pacey.
Bill. Yeah, that's Pacey. Well, okay, since we brought her up, let's go to Elena's story. Okay. Different. So it's back in the 80s, and she's as happy as can be with her 3 children, and she's ready to go back to work and, you know, just really just get back in her groove.
Like, get her career going again. She put it on hold, but now she's ready to jump back in there and climb the newspaper corporate ladder.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
she finds out she's pregnant again. Okay,
so, like, poor Izzy.
That's all I thought was like,
I was like, no wonder Izzy feels unwanted.
Do you think babies can feel that in the womb?
I mean,
the animosity. Oh
my gosh,
the
because
bitterness.
she it was like from the moment she found out, she was like, oh, she literally considered not even having her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if babies know, but I know that carried on when she was born too.
The way she treats Izzy. Yeah.
But, oh my God. I just kept thinking, oh, Izzy.
Poor Izzy. I know. She didn't ask for that.
No.
But yeah, you know, then we get to meet Elena's mom, who she's a lot.
Whoa, she was.
Yeah, she was saying, because, you know, Elena had alluded to, like, hey, I think I want to have an abortion. And then she was like, no, like, you can't do that. She said, the procedure's not for people like us.
I was so fascinated by that exchange, because she was basically saying, like, we, like, fought for this right of women's right to choose. And I was like, you did? Wow, good for you. And then when her mom said that, I was like, ooh.
I know.
I was like, yeah, oh, that was like.
It's messy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
Her mom was not cool, though.
No,
that was not a fan.
That was messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and then another reason why you can see why
it's so
that would
layered.
mess with Elena.
It's so layered.
Oh, she was so overwhelmed. I can't imagine just watching all those babies screaming at one time and her throwing the plates. I wanted to do it too. That was a lot. So this makes her run away.
What's the deal with the pacifier?
No, I was looking for some kind of symbolism too. I thought they were going to show the pacifier, then cut to Paris when she was dancing in the nightclub. But I was like, what's the significance? I don't know either. But for whatever reason, I think because the song was playing in the store, and then that brought her back to thinking about Jamie. So she runs away and meets Jamie in Rochester, New York. You know, I'm not going to judge, but she was just, you know, trying to go back to her old life when it was easy. But in reality, she can't do that.
Yeah. She had a moment and she was exhausted.
Yeah.
So maybe she was like, I don't know, I was trying to think of what's going on in her head. Like, oh, like,
need a release.
What if I had chosen that path?
Yeah.
She doesn't quite do it.
It's an escape.
Yeah. So then she decides, no, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? So she doesn't have an affair.
Especially when her I think she's engorged with milk, and you know, that's interesting that they are bringing that up on TV. They don't talk a lot about breastfeeding and women and like just how complex it actually is. Like she had that was hurting her, right? I don't know. I've never breastfed.
So I was thinking about that too, because that's what I thought. So she's engorged. She like, I need a moment. But then at the same time, she was like trying to make formula for Izzy earlier and didn't have water. So then I was like, oh, so she was trying to breastfeed, but she couldn't. Maybe Izzy wouldn't latch on. I think that's what it is.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But she's still producing that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was interesting that they made a point of that.
And that's what stopped her.
Yeah. So then she snapped out of it and she went back to Pacey. Or Bill. Yeah. But, oh my gosh. Bill, I want to call him Pacey now. He finds that Jamie's number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, remember we were like, he's jealous. Yes. He knows something. Yes. So this must have been the thing that Jamie's mad about.
Yes, it has to be, right? Just leaving him there in the motel.
Because then I thought, if they did have sex, maybe she got because she's so fertile, but then they didn't.
She is fertile.
She is fertile.
Fertile,
Myrtle. Oh, and then what about Linda? Her poor
Oh,
friend Linda. Okay,
gosh.
also the casting, man.
Yeah.
So good. So I was
Totally.
thinking about, like, you know how This Is Us just uses like the same person but makes them look really old?
Yeah.
And they do it really well. Well, this show just like casts people and they play them like perfectly.
Right.
Like so good.
They really did a lot of work for this.
Yes.
Good job.
Some vocal training.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, then at the end we see Mia with teenage Pearl heading off to Shaker Heights, Ohio.
The montage of her getting old, that was really cute.
Yeah, cute little girl.
But what are they running from? I think that's what we still need to know. Like, are
The parents?
Are they like criminal investigation? Like,
but she wrote a letter saying she miscarried. So yeah.
Then, yeah. And then, is there like the baby's still hers?
It is technically biologically she's the mother.
Yeah. So I still think we still have that question out there. Like, what is she running from with such fear?
That's true.
You know, like,
it's not really
like why does she have to keep running?
Maybe there is like some PI on the case or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of neat to know that the baby in her wasn't hers, like her mom said, but no, biologically she actually is the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so complicated.
Yes, it is.
But it's very good. I really appreciated this episode. Thank you. I needed some answers. It was just like questions upon questions.
But at the very end, though, again to the pacifier, like she makes a decision to put it in Izzy's mouth. It was like, I feel like for her, it was like a thing. Like I don't think she's ever used a pacifier before.
Oh.
There was some, I swear the symbolism of the pacifier is going to come.
You're probably right. You're very observant about
way.
that stuff. Well, why did they zoom in on the pacifiers at the store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
Is it like she's like quieting her child? Because, you know, she like quieted Izzy's voice.
Oh, it's a crutch.
It's like a symbolism, yes.
Yeah. Good catch.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yes. Well, let us know what you thought of the episode and our episode. And comment, subscribe. That would be great. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.